There was a time where I felt just way too skinny, and what I did to counteract this was I bulked for an entire year. And throughout that year, I researched a heap of different tactics and tried some of them out to see which ones work the best. So today, I'm going to be ranking the best bulking methods all the way from absolutely necessary all the way down to absolutely avoid it. And we're going to see which ones I think are the best and which I think are absolutely trash. That way you can try out the best ones and you won't be wasting a heap of time figuring it out yourself. So to start it off, we have calorie surplus. This one is absolutely necessary. Just the way it works, same with the last video. This is going to be the only one that goes into absolutely necessary, just because without a calorie surplus, you can't actually put on weight, whether that's muscle or fat. So if you're going to be doing a bulk, this is kind of what a bulk actually means. Calorie surplus, absolutely necessary. All right, the next one is the GOMAD diet, or in other words, a gallon of milk a day. Personally, I don't recommend this just because a gallon of milk is probably going to make you feel like shit. I mean, who wants to drink that much milk? I definitely consumed a lot of milk on the bulk, probably like 2-3 cups a day, but it definitely wasn't a gallon. So you can try this out, and I mean, I've seen people do it and it has worked. I mean, it will put you into a calorie surplus most likely. Milk is very calorie dense, especially if you get like the full fat stuff, but I'm going to put it into might help just because you're probably going to break out with pimples or something, and if you're lactose intolerant, you might actually die. All right, moving on is the dirty bulk. This is a pretty popular one. A lot of people have been on dirty bulks. I don't know if my bulk was necessarily dirty, but I did put on a lot of fat. I was doing it for a whole year, so I definitely probably should have cut it off like way earlier, but I mean, I put on some muscle, so it was, in my opinion, worth it. But dirty bulking is going to go into might help as well. You could do this for a short period of time. The longer you do this, the more likely you are to just put on unnecessary amounts of fat. But if you're a really skinny guy and you struggle with appetite, maybe the McDonald's is going to be the most helpful thing for you. So yeah, only in certain situations is this one going to be really helpful. Next is the lean bulking method, which is definitely the most recommended one, right? Clean foods, a small surplus of like 200 to 500 calories. That's what I was doing. I was in a 500 calorie surplus, but I definitely threw in some unhealthy foods a lot of the time. But if you can stick to this for a long period of time, you're going to be putting on majority muscle and minimizing the fat gain. So this is definitely the option that you want to be going for if you want to do a long-term bulk and see some serious progress. So that one's going straight into goated. All right, next on the list, we got Togi here. And I think we all know what that is. It's not gambling, it's steroids. Steroids for a bulk. I mean, come on. We know what steroids are now. We know that they work. Steroids will help you bulk up. And honestly, your diet can have some leniency if you're on steroids. A lot of people, unless they're like prepping for a show or something, will just eat garbage and take steroids and still see a lot of growth. So we all know how good steroids are, but they do have a laundry list of negative health side effects, especially if you don't take them the proper ways. I'm going to put it in a goated just because it's undeniable that it's going to work. But that is a decision you need to make for yourself. Don't listen to me. Don't hop on just because you're going to put on muscle. Go do your own research and figure out what sort of risks you could be looking at short and long term, because there is plenty. All right, next, skipping cardio. Don't do this. I did it and it was a bad idea. When I got on the cut and I got back into doing cardio, I was absolutely murked. I sucked at cardio for the longest time. I'm getting better now, but this one's going straight into avoid this. Cardio, it isn't just about burning calories, right? It's honestly got a whole plethora of health benefits, you know, your heart, all these things, cardiovascular health. Definitely something you want to be doing year round if you can, but just if you're on a bulk and you don't want to be in a crazy surplus, just tone the cardio down a bit so you're still getting the health benefits without burning like fucking hella calories. So yeah, definitely do your cardio. All right, next we have mass gainers. I actually have only tried these a few times, and I mean, just looking at the label, you can tell that it works. They have a lot of calories, a lot of protein, and a lot of carbs. It's pretty much just like a meal, but in drinkable form. So if you struggle with getting in meals or you struggle with appetite, this can be a great help when it comes to just getting the food in, getting the calories in. Try not to go overboard with this though. I definitely would prefer to take whole foods over this, but if you're really struggling, this could be very helpful. So I'll put it in a goated just for that. I mean, some people definitely struggle with appetite. All right, the next one. This is a bit of a weird one on the list, but it's a personal favorite of mine, so I've put it on here. Nuts. Preferably, I like cashews. Just about any nuts are going to be high calorie and low volume. So you can have a handful of nuts and get in a couple hundred calories that easy. So I used to have nuts every day on the bulk, and it definitely helped me get into that calorie surplus that I wanted to be in. So I'm gonna put nuts in goated just because it's such an easy thing to consume, and if you're someone who likes nuts, boom. All right, next is creatine. Everyone needs to take creatine, whether you're on a cut or a bulk, doesn't matter. I recommend taking it. It doesn't make a huge difference. It's not like a steroid, but it is going to have some long-term positive effects on your muscle growth. And honestly, if you're not taking it by now, you definitely should be, because creatine has been scientifically proven in a number of cases to help you build muscle, help draw water into the muscle, giving you more endurance in the gym, which is great. So that one's going to go in goated too. This is a pretty good list, guys. Not too many in the shittier categories yet. All right, so protein powder. Bit similar to mass gainers, it's just protein, but you get to drink it instead. Very useful if you are lacking some protein in your diet and you want to get it in. Great for after the gym, but the only thing with this one is, again, I would prefer to be eating whole foods over protein powder. I don't use protein powder anymore, but when I was first getting into the gym, I had a protein shake every day. Try and get it with real food if you can, but if not, this is a great alternative. But, I mean, it's not as high in calories as your mass gainers, so, I mean, yeah, it's kind of more of a cutting hack, really, but I might put this one in a might help just because you're better off to get it from real food anyway. Probably real food will have more calories. All right, this one, Arnold's favorite, the bulking shake. Pretty much, you get a whole heap of random shit, bananas, all sorts of crap, and you put it in a blender with some protein powder and milk, and you blend it all up. Kind of similar to the mass gainer. It's just a high calorie way to drink your meals, essentially. So I'd say this one's goated as well. It's kind of the same as mass gainer, really, but you don't have to pay as much money for it because you're kind of making it yourself. And the last one on the list is meal prepping. I did this in the last list, and I'm going to put it in this one again because it is extremely useful. Meal prepping is a great way to know that you're sticking to your calorie goals and getting in that surplus every single day. If you prep all the food for the week, you will find it so much easier to eat those meals because you don't have to think about cooking them. So this one, again, is going to go into goated. Yeah, so that's pretty much the list, guys. There's not too many ways to bulk up. It's pretty much a straightforward thing. You just get into a surplus and stay there. Train hard, train with serious intensity, and you will see some progress. Try not to go crazy with the calories. You will gain some fat. That's almost inevitable on a bulk, but what you don't want to do is just get so fat that it's almost hard to recover from. I'm struggling with that right now. I definitely took the bulk a little too far, and I'm still in a cut however many months later trying to get it back off. But eventually it will be worth all the hard work. So pretty good list, guys. A lot of these went into the goated category, which I like. You can try all of these out for yourself if you're on a bulk, and if you're a skinnier dude, I definitely recommend bulking up, especially if you're in your first year or two of lifting. And yeah, that's pretty much the list, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you guys are liking these tier list type of content, I'm actually having a lot of fun making these. So if you guys want to see more, definitely leave a comment saying that, and maybe even chuck some ideas down there of what you want me to make a tier list on. That would be a great help. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Really appreciate you all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.